right now, he got 0. So I can tell you, unless I committed a felony by certifying all the signatures, I've been talking to people a lot, I've talked to, and I have proof of that. Thank you.
Mr. Taylor.
Thank you. I'm trying to rise up, no worries. I've spoken to thousands of people in this district. Thousands, not hundreds, thousands. We didn't talk about background. I was raised on the Eastern Shore. I've been working and paying taxes since I was 11 years old, starting on a farm on the Eastern Shore. I joined the Navy a month after, and when I turned 18, a month after that, I became a Navy SEAL. I re-enlisted in November 2001 because I wanted to go to war for this country. I put my life on the line time and time again in training and real world. I was injured on a combat op in Iraq and Ramadi and medevaced out. So again, I'm willing to fight for the Constitution. I'm willing to fight for this country. I'm running for Congress because I feel compelled to do something about the direction that this nation is headed. I feel it's the wrong one. We are on an unsustainable path. And we need leaders in Washington with backbone to ensure that this country is strong, economically sound, and safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That question actually had two parts. Why can we trust you as a person of integrity and honor? And you need to look at track records of how people have run campaigns, their careers, every aspect of their life. The other part, maybe more salient, is why can we trust you to actually accomplish the things you say you're going to do if and when elected? And in my case, I think I can contrast myself because I've already been there and I've done that. Talk is cheap. Deeds are much more important than words. I am not only a general officer in the military, I held a 2-star equivalent position in the Senate Armed Services Committee, and there's a track record of what I've accomplished there. And I was a 3-star equivalent in the Pentagon, and there's a track record of what I've accomplished there. I don't have time to detail them. I'm also a lawyer. I'm an officer of the courts. And so I'm one of the few people that have very high-level positions in 3 branches of government. If you Google me, you will find a lot of stuff. People are finding out more about me and my wife than I know myself. But check it out, and you'll see that I have a long track record, and I've been there and I've done that. Thank you.
Just want to make sure that the audience is aware. I copy and pasted these questions from the emails as I received them, so I'm reading them verbatim. The next question comes from candidate Loyola from the panel. What is a Republican? First person to answer is Ms. Sandler.
Well, I think a Republican is somebody who believes in the power of the free market economy, who believes that that makes sense. A Republican is a fiscal conservative who believes that your money is handled better in your pocket than it is handled by some government agency in Washington, D.C. I've been reading Grover Norquist's book, Leave Us Alone, and I think he outlines very well the aspects of Republicanism that are so appealing to me as a candidate. Thank you.
Mr. Mullen.
That's a hard question because they're hard to find lately. I think a Republican is a conservative patriot. And that's basically it. We realize, as a Republican Party realize, the problem with the party is a moderate Republican doesn't work. My biggest worry right now about the Republican Party is that they realize how to market and sell the new package, which is the reason why there's a couple thousand people right over here at the Tea Party. They're pissed off. And if the party doesn't straighten themselves out and become more conservative, truly conservative, then that's going to grow over there. If this November we elect more of the same politicians that we have up there, we've got a problem. We've got a very strong Tea Party. Thank you.
Mr. Taylor.
I believe that a Republican is one who believes in limited government. They believe that the Congress in Washington should understand that if it does not work in your budget, it will not work in Congress's budget. They believe in the free market and personal responsibility, the Second Amendment. From hunter safety course at 11 years old to Navy SEAL sniper, I understand the Second Amendment, the importance of guns, and I will do nothing to infringe upon those rights. They believe in the sanctity of life. I have a sister who had a child at 13, but she had the courage to raise her son, put herself through college full-time, while working full-time as well. And now I have an amazing 15-year-old nephew. I am 100% pro-life. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Howell.
Well, I don't know what a Republican is at this point, quite frankly, but I know what I am, okay? And I know what a Republican should be. I think they should be principled leaders. I think they should be conservatives. I think they should take care of taxpayer money. I think they should have backbone, and I think they should go back to the principles that made this country great, and sticking to them will make them even greater. My simple platform is I like the Constitution. I know that the Founding Fathers are not infallible. There are areas in there that the modern world has certainly changed, but very simply, it's I like the Constitution, and I do not like debt. And the one thing I can bring to the Congress is principled leadership that's been there and done that. I'll have unusual credibility as the only general in Congress. I'll be the most highly decorated post-Vietnam veteran in Congress, the only former Senate professional in the House, and one of only 2 Afghan and Iraqi war veterans. So I'll have an unusual amount of clout to bring our Republican leadership and principles and get some of these things right. Thank you.
I believe the Republican Party is the ideals and the principles that this country is the greatest country in the world. It believes in the Constitution. It believes in limited government. It believes that life is sacred. There are too many places around the world where women are breeding children for the real purpose of death. And they believe death is a greater place. People came to America believing life was a greater place. They fled persecution. They came to this great country, like my parents did, because they wanted opportunity and freedom. And to me, the Republican Party and the Republican ideals represents that. We believe in the Second Amendment. Fidel Castro, the first thing he did was disarm the public. He said, you don't need guns. What do you need guns? Let me give you bread. Para armas was his command. We must protect the right to defend yourself. I believe in a strong national defense. For one reason why we all came to this great country, to work our fields, work our families, work our businesses, and provide for the common defense. And those are the ideal principles that I believe that makes up the Republican. And that's why I consider myself a Reagan conservative, a fiscal constitutional Republican. Thank you very much.
Our next question comes from candidate Sandlin. The My CAA program was recently halted without much warning. Our congressman lobbied to have it reinstated, and it is coming back in phases. Is this a program that should be retained in its current form for the foreseeable future? Mr. Molbeck.
You have to explain to me what the My CAA program is.
That's a hard question. All right.
I am sorry.
That's all right. I want credit. It's a program.
It stumped the other candidate night.
I know. I'm so happy. Because I know I'm going to get stumped.
It's a program for military spouses where they receive up to $6,000 to go toward training in a career field that will be portable so they can go with their spouse. So if you want to be a wedding planner, MyCal would give you $6,000, like a scholarship, to go and do that, or go to college or community college. Most schools accept this program.
So when you travel with your spouse as a military member, you get a job in that field?
Well, that was the original intent of MyCal, was to equip people, if you weren't already equipped and you married somebody who traveled all over the place, to equip you to get a job when you travel with that person.
Are we burning my minute?
No.
Because here's the other thing you owe me to question. It can't be an acronym. So My CAA, what does that stand for? You should know that if you ask the question.
I just looked it up.
I love you, Ed.
No, it's so. Can you read the question one more time? I'll give you something.
The question is, the MyCal program was recently halted without much warning. Our congressman lobbied to have it reinstated, and it is coming back in phases. Is this program that should be retained in its current form for the foreseeable future?
So I can't lie to you. I don't know, because I don't know what the current form is, and I don't want to be up here and say I can't answer, but I can't answer. I don't know its current form. I don't know what he's lobbying for.
Do you just?
Well, it's just to give $6,000. It's
Yeah,
like
but I don't.
covering up
Can I,
$6,000.
as the moderator, can I ask you, instead of attempting to stump the candidates, is there a more general kind of question that you can ask regarding what the congressman is trying to do with military families?
Well, my feeling was
I'm sorry, the question did have a point. It wasn't just to stump the other candidates. I didn't expect to stump anyone, actually.
You stumped yourself.
Well, with the name of it. Look, I just learned about the ODU, right? So all of these acronyms. My